Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Esiwa Kago. And today I thought, being a weekend, maybe I should come here and share an experience that I got when I was still new in America. And wait, before I go ahead, have you subscribed? Are you sure? Okay, let's continue. So I had this experience of someone coming to my house and stealing my properties. You might think I'm talking of very expensive properties. Whatever they were. So this was my first apartment in America, and I had just gotten this apartment like, let's say, 4 months down the line. And since I moved during summer, towards the end of summer, which is fall season, there is a lot of raining. And so this apartment was at the lower basement. So it started, water started getting into my house. I would want to talk this with my gestures. You know how I like using my hands. Even though it means me moving back, I will do exactly that because a story gets sweeter when you can, yeah. So I had just, it had just started, it was fall season, and water started to get inside my house, and I would just see my stuff soaking from the water. And because during the fall season there is a lot of rainfall, it was so bad such that I kept on nagging the management to come and get that water out, whatever means they're gonna use, or they are supposed to give me another apartment. Remember, the reason as to why I had taken the lower basement apartment is because I had two little ones. And here in America, if you make noise for the other person, they will call police on you. They don't care if it's the kids jumping or whatever. But the minute you distract them with your noise from your apartment, they will call police on you. So I had chosen this apartment because it was convenient for me, and I would have kept myself away from all these shenanigans of police being called on me, because again, with little ones, you cannot control how much they jump. They don't know they are messing, or they are causing someone else some trouble. Or they know they are kids, they can play, they can jump. Again, they are jumping in their house. So you cannot even be able to explain to them, telling them, you know what, when you jump here, the noise is going to the other house. They will never understand. They are little ones anyway. So yeah. So there are things you don't know, guys. When you move into America, depending on where you came from, there are people who come here with a lot of money to spend. They can even buy themselves some new furnitures. It wasn't the case with me here. When I moved, the furnitures that I got, I picked them from the streets. So I remember I didn't have like actual bed, like a bed that has a frame. What I had was a bed that has a platform. You know, you just put here. They have mattresses like this. They have a box spring, and then they have the mattress on top, because most of the beds, they don't come with the slats. Let me call them slats that go inside the bed. Meariro, I don't know the name. So I had that box spring, and I had now the mattress, and I remember this used to be my daughter's bed, and it was all the way to the window side, and our bed was on the other side, and then the other room was being used by my son. So I can't remember if my son had a bed, but I remember my daughter had that bed of the kind I just explained. So just imagine how it's gonna soak in water, because there are no wooden frame. It's just a box spring and a mattress on top. So it's soaked. And I used to wonder why my clothes in the closet, they are always looking like they have molds. And I would be like, what is going on here? So when I realized the wall has started soaking in with water, so I called the office so many times, and they had to send someone into my house to come and drain the water. This person came from a company that does that, because here in America you can get almost anything, and almost any kind of company is here. So in most cases, people work with companies other than individuals. So they called the company for draining water. They came. I was at work. By then I was working, and my kids were at some babysitter's house, because I remember I used to go to school, and then when I would come back, I would take them to a babysitter, and then I get myself to work. So when I came back home, it was around 3 p.m. or 4-ish, because my job was always 7 to 3 by then. Yeah, 7 to 3. So by 3:30, I'll be home. When I got at the parking lot, I found this big van, and then I was like, oh, maybe they sent someone to come into my house to drain the water. So I just get myself into my business. I got off the car, and I started to it was like a distance from the parking lot to where my house was, because these are apartments that there are many. So before I get to mine, I have to walk on the pavement. So midway, I met with a guy, a white person. It was a white man. And looking at him, I was like, oh my God, this dude, he's carrying some shoes, baby shoes, and some clothes, which looks exactly like mine. But I said, you know what? It doesn't mean the store I got those shoes or the clothes. They were just designed for myself. It wasn't something custom designed. So I just assumed maybe they just look alike. And then I passed. Got into my apartment, and I opened the door, and then I found the machines that he was using to dry the water, and he wasn't there. I was like, oh my God, could it be this guy I met on my way to my house is the same guy that is working here, and he's the one stealing from me? And then I was like, no way, no, a white guy can't steal. That is not the perception that we have. A white guy can steal. Then I was like, no, wait. He had baby shoes that looked exactly like my daughter's. He had my skirts and dresses and blouses, tops that looks exactly like mine. How about me going to my closet and checking on the baby shoes to see if they're still there? Maybe it's just a replica of my stuff. So I went to my closet. I didn't find my clothes. And I went to the where we used to keep shoes. I didn't find my daughter's shoes. And then I was like, okay, so is this a movie or something? How would a person get into my house? I'm just starting life. I have nothing expensive in this house. Even the clothes that I have, maybe they are the clothes that I had bought from a second-hand store called Goodwill. So I was like, what is so valuable that he saw in my clothes that he decided to steal? So at this point, I was confused because I was still doing my math and trying to come up with how I'm gonna approach him. Could it be he has a gun? So I went back to the parking lot and I found him very comfortably in his car, in the company's car. He's seated there waiting for the water to drain and maybe come back for the machine that he was using. And I went and confronted him. I asked him, did you steal? Are you the person? I started like this. Are you working on house number blah, blah, blah? He said, yeah. What are you trying to do there? He said, I'm trying to drain water, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, do you see, like, we met on the way when you are coming this way and I was going to the house? And he was like, maybe. So I was like, okay, can you open your car? That is, you can only get this kind of an attitude from a Nyeri woman. Can you open your car? I need to search it because I met up with you on the way and you had my clothes together with my daughter's shoes, and I noticed, but I thought I was just it was just something you could have that looks exactly like mine. So he was like, he opened anyway, and he was like, the only clothes that I have here are for my girlfriend. And I was like, oh yeah, I see. Your girlfriend is a little girl. Your girlfriend is a toddler. She can even wear a baby's shoe. So that is why they are your girlfriends, right? And he was like, no, it's not what you think. I was like, okay, did you steal from me second time? He was like, no, I didn't. These clothes belong to my girlfriend. I came with these clothes so that I can help her wash at the laundromat. And then I was like, okay, I see. And then I started dialing 911 because I figured out this won't end up well, and I don't want to be gunned down by someone because I do not know if he has a gun or not. Mind you, all this stuff I'm fighting for, they are not even that much money. But the fact that he stole and I found it, and it could be he even stole other things and I don't know. I had to involve a police so that they can come and we get to search the car and so that I can get my stuff back. I called 911 and here they come like this. So within seconds, they will be there. Within like 3 minutes at most. Because whenever you make a call, it's gonna be received and then it's gonna be signaled to the nearest cops. So there are always cops around in an area. So the nearest one will get there like this. So they came. In fact, they come with a backup when they hear it's something like a crime. So they came and then they passed, they even involved the office. The manager came. Of course, it was a certain lady who will never listen. She talks more than she listens. So they came and then they handcuffed him. He was searched. He didn't have a gun. And then they made him to open the car. And he was asked one more time, did you steal from this lady? And he was like, yeah, I did. I couldn't believe I'm hearing right. Like, how would a white person steal? And the perception that we have back there in Africa, white people, they are very rich, such that they would never steal. They only donate. I was like, did he say he stole and he lied to me? These are his girlfriend's clothes. And then he admitted it. And then the cops asked me, okay, would you want to prosecute him even after we order him to give you your clothes? I was like, you know what? I called myself for a short conference. It was an emergency conference. I sat down with myself and I asked myself, Wabui, where are you gonna get all the English that you want to represent yourself in court? How will you even hear what the judge is saying? Will you even hear what they are talking about? He might even say something and you would. And then I was like, Wabo, you know what? Let's just finish this. Let's just let him get away with it. So that is how I said no. After the conference with myself, I decided, me and we decided it's gonna be a no, because I cannot come up. There is no way I can come up with some enough English to represent myself in court. Again, whenever I'm working, remember I'm new, I'm having issues understanding this English. Again, how will I manage at court? So I said no, and I just let him be. But he was given a restriction. He couldn't go back even to get the machine that he was using. The company had to come for it, and he was just ordered to leave with immediate effect. And I believe he was fired by the company, of course, because the company was involved. So there wasn't even any need for me to prosecute him, because the action itself, whatever he did, being reported to his company, he had to be fired. So it was enough prosecution. And that is how I let him get away with it. And yeah, that was my story that I wanted to share with you, to get you to know that even though we think like sometimes you can only find some crime, some type of crime in a certain area, location, continent, it is everywhere, and anybody, anyone, they can involve themselves with a crime, because being a criminal, again, is a personal decision. It is not something that is contributed by race. It is not something that is contributed by region. It is just something that a person decides to indulge into. So it was such a surprise for me getting to know that it was totally opposite what I believed, I used to believe. And again, like I'm telling you, it is always good not to judge a book by its cover, because sometimes what is inside is not what is presented on the outside. So yeah, that is how I encountered with a thief in my house, and a white person, which was far, far away from my mind. But that was the only incident I have ever encountered with a thief, especially inside my house. Other than that, if everything else been good, and the rest of the white people that I meet, they are very fantastic, very amazing people, loving people, disciplined people. But it doesn't lack just one person. It doesn't lack one person who just decides to do things otherwise. So yeah. Okay, I'll end this video here. I hope you enjoyed my video or you learned something. This is not even something you can enjoy, I'm very sure. You can, yeah, you can enjoy maybe listening, but not something you would really think it can take place. So yeah, that is how it went down, and that is how I decided it. I decided to end it because of English shenanigans, yeah, and problems. So I'll see you on the next video. Keep on subscribing for those who haven't, and I wish you well. Stay safe.